The Theatre of Dreams plays host to its 14th semi-final. The billboards boast the usual sprinkling of glitterati, but happily and fascinatingly, this showpiece occasion has been gate-crashed by the footballing equivalent of the local repertory company. All the big names belong to Middlesbrough. The chance of a unique place in cup history lies very much with the spirited Spyrites. No team from their level has ever reached the final, for that matter, nor have Middlesbrough. Only 5 of the players in this Chesterfield team commanded a fee. In contrast to their opponents, 7 of them were born within 30 miles of their place of employment. Billy Mercer has recovered from a rib injury to play in goal. Kevin Davis, who scored a hat-trick at Bolton in round 4, has drawn the attention of the big clubs. Andy Morris cost £500 and a bag of balls when he signed from Rotherham. They have no plans, despite the current trend, to man-mark Juninho, at least not to start with.
I don't think so. I think John Duncan feels that the semi-final's a semi-final, and with it, the team he's got to give it a go and take the attack to Middlesbrough, really.
As for Middlesbrough, they had a slight worry over the Brazilian Juninho, who has a sore ankle. He's okay, but poor Nigel Pearson, so unlucky so often on big occasions down the years, has succumbed to his ankle problem. Ben Roberts plays in goal because Mark Schwarzer is both injured and cup-tied. Neil Cox is suspended. I think it's fair to say, though, David, that Middlesbrough have looked much more solid since reverting to 4 at the back.
Yes, I think all the great teams, the yardstick for anybody is Juventus, Manchester United in this country. They're playing 4-4-2, and for me, it's the way I've always played, and I love the system.
This is a real rarity in that no player starting this match has ever played before in an FA Cup semi-final. Only Clayton Blackmore, who's on the Middlesbrough bench, has had that distinction in his long career. A quarter of Chesterfield's population, nearly 22,000 people are here. Middlesbrough have 27,000 backers from Teesside, and Old Trafford is a buzz. This is Kevin Davis. Tackle came in from Curtis Fleming. Paul Holland. So vital that Chesterfield make a decent start, and a shot from distance from Mark Williams, which Ben Roberts, the young goalkeeper, will be relieved to be able to wave beyond the crossbar.
I think we could see Chesterfield's plans with John Duncan. He wants to take the game to Middlesbrough. He feels that's no good sitting back, and as I say, it's been a good start for him.
Today's referee is David Ellery from Harrow. He was in charge of Chesterfield's 5th round victory over Nottingham Forest. Curtis is immediately in front of Emerson. Beck, this is where he's dangerous. Put behind for the corner. Mark Williams was the defender who made the crucial intervention. But in tight situations like that, and on his left foot, Beck can be so dangerous. Hignett to take. Vickers right on the goal line. And it came off the defender's head and was hooked away by the captain, DYCHE. Davis. Howard. Davis again. Chesterfield's throw. Billy Mercer just couldn't get near enough to the corner. And it actually came off the shoulder of Davis before DYCHE got it clear. Fleming. Oh, DYCHE missed it. Ravenelli could be in. Juninho and Beck all available. This is Juninho! And that is as close as we've come.
I think he'd be disappointed with this, Juninho. He's got time, he's coming onto a nice ball at a nice pace, and I think he's got to hit the target at least by that.
Ravenelli. Mustard. Ravenelli. Away from Holland. Oh, they haven't picked up Craig Hignett. Good save by Billy Mercer. The man with the sore ribs, but an agile spring to deny his friend and former Liverpool colleague Craig Hignett. He had to get down very quickly. Juninho. Emerson. Jules is still following Juninho, but that's leaving gaps elsewhere. Kinder. Hignett. Beck. Nice flick. Ravenelli. goes begging. And at the moment it looks not a question of if Middlesbrough will score, it's more a case of when. Davis, fouled from behind by Kinder, who then prevented the free kick being taken. And so Vladimir Kinder, fresh from Slovan Bratislava, will be booked. 10 minutes to half-time. Chesterfield just about holding their own after a very bright opening. Kinder, Beck, Musto, Ravenelli, back from Juninho. Still it's Ravenelli, DYCHE can't get in a tackle. Emerson, precisely to Juninho. Tom Curtis got a vital foot in. This is DYCHE. Morris, that's good. And here's Kevin Davis. Oh, hold back by Kinder. It's his second offence. And Vladimir Kinder is off.
As I said earlier, he got booked very silly booking early doors, and that's cost him. He's only got himself to blame. The referee made a good decision. Good move all round. Davis tries to take it across him. At the end of the day, he pulls him back. Stupid.
DYCHE with the throw. Howard. Emerson. Hignett. Blackmore. Ravenelli. Juninho. Chesterfield are always managing to get one touch to the ball, and that has kept Middlesbrough out as far as the midway point of this historic cup semi-final. And Brian Robson departs the fray to utter some words of wisdom as to how Middlesbrough can cope with only 10 men. Well, Chesterfield are already guaranteed a place in the competition's annals, but victory here would ensure a chapter all of their very own, and they've showed they are capable of it. This is Davis, Vickers under pressure, Festa away. And they're starting the second half as they began the first.
I think we've had many shocks in the FA Cup final. If Chesterfield will win this, it would be one of the biggest shocks of all time in the FA Cup.
I would venture to suggest that it might be the biggest. But can they do it? Morris was having his shirt just tugged at by Festa. Williams was crashed into. And still, Middlesbrough haven't got the ball clear. Now they will with Blackmore. Buster. DYCHE. Now Tom Curtis, who's really the engine room of the side. Davis. Here's Jonathan Howard with a chance. It's Howard! And he should have scored. That is a moment that may recur in the nightmares of Jonathan Howard for the next 50 years if Chesterfield don't go on to win. You'd have laid money on him in any situation except an FA Cup semi-final with all these people and all this pressure, and it was agonising. They go down on the list of FA Cup misses headed by the likes of Gordon Smith of Brighton. That was in a final. Chesterfield are trying to get to a final, and this is Howard. Three waiting for the cross. Davis! Morris! Chesterfield have done it! The Skylights have spiralled into the lead, and Andy Morris is being told by David Allier to come back towards the halfway line, but the player who cost £500 and a bag of footballs has put Chesterfield so very, very close to an historic appearance in the FA Cup final. He couldn't miss from there.
Great for Chesterfield. Thought he might have been offside, but I think Leighton Blackmore just about played him off.
Howard's cross, a deflection crucially off Festa, and Andy Morris, 6'5" and 15.5 stone of pure muscle, is the hero of all of Derbyshire. But this is Morris. Festa's the defender. It's still Morris. Festa's fallen over. It's Morris still. And what is the decision? It's a penalty. And what about Ben Roberts? It's a yellow card for the Middlesbrough goalkeeper. from being a scoreline that is, to say the least, very surprising. Chesterfield have the chance to put themselves in what, frankly, would be an incredible position. Festa lost his footing, so did Morris, but because of Roberts, that's why it's a penalty.
Right decision there, Festa. Morris held off Festa. His strength, at the end of the day, Roberts is going to make up for this now.
Chesterfield's players couldn't decide who was going to take it, so the captain has taken the responsibility. It's Sean Dyche, who's not scored for 4 years. And Chesterfield are in FA Cup dreamland. They lead Middlesbrough in the semi-final, 2-0. The captain was courageous, he was successful, and Ben Roberts, one senses, is close to tears, in common with most of Teesside. This is simply sensational.
Good penalty. Apart from him scoring, I think he's been Chesterfield's best player. He's played his skipper's role, and he's been absolutely fantastic for them. I cannot believe the scoreline. And we've got to have one of the biggest shocks of all time, the FA Cup, on our hands here.
They say it's the biggest ever peacetime evacuation of North Derbyshire. Nearly 22,000, outnumbered by Middlesbrough, but Middlesbrough are being outgunned by the minnows of Chesterfield. Dyche. Emerson. Good ball. Clayton Blackmore got it trapped beneath his feet, but there's a chance here for Ravenelli, and that's 2-1. Just what Middlesbrough needed, because they still have time on their side.
They've been getting Jai down this side. Good run by Blackmore, left a lot of space, knocked it into the near post. Good finish by Ravenelli, got across his defender well.
And now, as people are prone to say, it is very much game on. Ravenelli. Faced by Dyche of Chesterfield. Good ball through, the keeper's come, and it was the right decision.
Good save by the keeper there. He come for a close Juninho down. Good little ball by Ravenelli and a good run by Juninho.
Morris. And we are midway through the second half. Perkins. Kevin Davis. Feels for offside. Nothing doing. Curtis is waiting on the corner of the box. Good play by Davis. This is HEWITT. Curtis. Still Howard. Off the bar and out again. And Howard for a third time couldn't get there. There was some pushing going on, and it's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Well, many of the players were looking across at the referee's assistant, Alan Sheffield, and wondering about an offside flag. Howard had the chance. Now, that looked to me like it went over the line.
Well, I thought that was in. Curtis Fleming was playing him on, and it was a great chance by Howard.
Howard. Out of play, but this is going to reopen the whole argument about video replays, because on a crucial occasion like this, it's vital that decisions like this are absolutely spot on. And yes, Howard's shot did cross the line. Roberts making the save from Davis.
Hard for the linesman there. It's so quick, we had to rely on the replay. But again, it brings into question what we've always said. Does the referees or referees' assistants need help in this moment?
And it's shades of Euro 96 in that game at Newcastle. This is Juninho. It's a penalty. The foul by Sean Dyche. Chesterfield feel, as Dyche receives a card, that seconds ago they scored a legitimate third goal through Jonathan Howard, and now they face the prospect of being pegged back to 2-2.
Juninho, I think he was looking for that. He was pushing it by him. At the end of the day, I think the referee made the right decision.
And the FA Cup tends to throw up moments like this. Craig Hignett, who's going to take the penalty, and Billy Mercer are close friends. And Mercer dived over the ball. One friend beats another. And Middlesbrough, having looked dead and buried, are back in the game with 20 minutes to go at 2-2.
Unbelievable. This is what football's about. Keeper had a chance. At the end of the day, you expect to score penalties, which the fella's done.
Mercer got agonisingly close. He actually touched it, but the pace of the ball just squeezed it through. Juninho. Here comes the danger man again. Ravenelli. Hignett. Faced by defenders. It's Craig Hignett, and it's a wonderful save by Billy Mercer, who's been a hero throughout the cup run and is proving his worth once again.
Without a doubt, Chesterfield starting to defend very deep. Juninho's coming into it, running at them. The keeper's kept them in it there. Great save.
Vickers. Back to the corner taker. Hignett. Again, it's Mercer's. This is really his big chance to show the world what he can do. Extra time is looming. Beaumont. Morris. This game has already had so many twists, and there will be more to come, because we have extra time. John Duncan and Kevin Randall must now gee up their troops for another 30 minutes. Andy Morris had put them in front, and then the Chesterfield travelling support had saluted a goal from Sean Dyche from the penalty spot. Middlesbrough had come back into it. Then the great controversy of this game, and maybe of the whole FA Cup season, when Howard's goal that apparently went over the line was ruled out. Middlesbrough coming back to equalise moments later through Craig Hignett's penalty, and it is 2-2 after 90 minutes, with more drama still to come. A week ago, Middlesbrough were going through the agonies and torments of extra time in the League Cup final against Leicester at Wembley. One just wonders, with their heavy schedule at the moment, how they will react to the prospect of an extra period of play, and indeed how Chesterfield will. Any thoughts, David?
I think once you're in an FA Cup semi-final, you'll play as long as you can to get to Wembley. They've made it very, very hard for themselves, Middlesbrough. I don't think they've played particularly well, but they've always had chances throughout the game.
Juninho. There, by the way, speaks a man who's appeared in 8 FA Cup semi-finals. Festa. Seeking out Fleming. Dyche was the Chesterfield defender. And just a reminder, amidst the general mayhem of this game, that Chesterfield are playing against a Middlesbrough team reduced to 10 men as early as the 36th minute of this game. It's deep, and it's headed behind by Andy Morris. Vickers was the big Middlesbrough threat. Blackmore. Ravenelli. Juninho. Still Juninho. And the goalkeeper got a touch on that as well.
That summed up his whole day. And the lad we're looking at there, Juninho, for me, he's been Middlesbrough's best player. He's lively, he's tricky. You've got to get him on the ball in the last third, and he's made the keeper make a great save.
Hignett. Morris. Juninho. Curtis was in the way of that. Juninho. Emerson's available this time. It's still Juninho. Ravenelli. Oh, now a chance for Vickers. Came back off the underside of the bar. It's Festa! And for the first time in this dramatic topsy-turvy semi-final, Middlesbrough are in front. Many Italians wait in the final because Chelsea are already there, and an Italian has put Middlesbrough into the lead. Gianluca Festa, after good build-up play by Juninho, Ravenelli. Vickers was unlucky, but the bounce was fortunate for the Premiership team.
Vickers should have scored, and Festa given a great chance, he puts it in the net. But they've had chances all through this game. They're starting to take them now.
And the goal arrived exactly on the 100-minute mark. Ravenelli, perfectly timed pass. Here's Ravenelli. And there is another one that got away. Time is nearly up in this first period of extra time. Fleming, Juninho, Emerson, Jules. And that is half-time in extra time. Still, the instructions are forthcoming. Middlesbrough kick off knowing that they just have to hold on to what they have. But against this Chesterfield team, that's easier said than done. That's aim for Ravenelli. Brian Robson must have been through the emotional mincer today. Ravenelli. Away from Hewitt. Juninho. Ravenelli's clear in the middle. Here's Juninho. Well, Middlesbrough have had a long list of very presentable chances throughout this tie. Had they scored even half of them, they'd be more or less in double figures by now. This was just the latest in that long line. Carr, Howard, Vickers. Still, Chesterfield have something left. This may fall to Hewitt! Jamie Hewitt has equalised for Chesterfield! What an extraordinary semi-final this is! Barely a minute remaining. Chesterfield look to be down and out. And now they're down, but far from out. Jamie Hewitt, born in Chesterfield, raised in Chesterfield, plays for Chesterfield, and has done for more than 10 years with another miraculous FA Cup moment. That means that we're more than likely to be heading to Hillsborough for a semi-final replay.
They absolutely deserve a great ball in. Great header by Hewitt. Middlesbrough, all through this game, have had difficulty dealing with crosses or anything coming into the box.
Ben Roberts could only watch in agony and awe as the ball bounced into the top corner, and even John Duncan, normally so staid, lost his spectacles. That's a measure of the moment. 3-3, and hardly time to draw breath. And who can say that Chesterfield don't deserve another chance? They have been simply wonderful. Blackmore. Here's Musto. It's out of play, and we're now in stoppage time at the end of extra time. And Middlesbrough had virtually started the celebrations. Jules. Surely there couldn't be a winner now at this stage. There won't be. But no one will argue with the prospect of another meeting between these two sides. Look at Jamie Hewitt. 2 minutes ago, they were still trailing. And now the man with the Chesterfield heart has given them another chance. Handshakes all round. What a wonderful, wonderful